The next thing I want to show you is Microsoft Teams. This is something new that some of the teachers will be using, including myself and Miss Cook for some of her math classes. Um, to get started, if you can log into your school email, you can go ahead and go that way. If you don't know how to get to your school email without having a link, you can always go ahead and type Office 365 login. The very first thing you can click on will bring you to this page. So now if we go through a couple steps, we can get to the normal Lake Elsinore email login. So let me show you. I'm going to click sign in, and I'm just going to use my email. Um, you guys will notice when you log in yourself, of course, it'll be a little bit different because mine's the teacher version. But I can show you a lot of the same things. It might look slightly different on your side. Let me click next. It's going to take me to the Lake Elsinore login, and this is just going to be like our normal email login page. So just a refresher, it's your student ID followed by this at LUSD part, and then your password will be your 8-digit birthday. Right, mine's a little bit longer. All right, so if you were using your own computer, you might be fine clicking yes. If you're using a shared computer, you might want to put no and perhaps not show this again. All right, so when you get to this page here, you guys have, some of you guys may be familiar with using the OneDrive, which is kind of like Google Drive or just a flash drive that you can save files. Outlook is your emails. We should be familiar with Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. Where we want to go is this icon where it says Teams. Okay, so I'm going to click that. Alright, so what Teams is just a website that Microsoft created, and it links to our Office accounts, our Office school emails, and it's just a place where we can go for collaboration. So any files I can post to share with you guys can be worked on by you or me. Um, I also wanted to use it as kind of like a one-stop shop, or at least where you start to go to the next page. So, for example, we'll have these conversations. Um, this is more like class announcements, um, not necessarily private, like student to teacher messages or me trying to reach a parent, because everything you post in here, you'll notice, can be seen by anybody in the group. So just be mindful of that. It might be, you might be used to how Remind is, which we'll also use for more private messages or just emailing. But just be careful and be mindful that a lot of what you do can be seen by everybody else. It's not just me and it's not just you. All right, so one of the things that we will use is if you want to find a file like the syllabus, the schedule, one of the things that we'll be doing is our chapter guided notes. You can find all of that in our files. And this is something that I will be adding to as the quarter or the semester goes along. So if you ever feel like you would like to just look at it, or you want to print it or have access to it, you can go on to here. So you can click on here. Class notebook is something that we'll probably start to use a little bit more later down the year. Um, if you'd like to go and explore it, I will be trying to put the notes in there too. So basically, what it is, it's like a place for you to do your notes or do assignments, and I can see it, and it's kind of like a digital notebook to turn into me, and I can give you feedback right away, and so on. This next tab, assignments, just ignore that. I won't be really putting point related things on Microsoft Teams too much, especially in this first quarter. It's not something I can take off. I wish it is. I wish it was. If it was, I would. But what I want to show you is some of these other tabs. So for right now, I'm working on making the calendar a little bit more um, interactive, or a little bit easier to read. But for right now, this is just the standard schedule. You can kind of check it out. It's different for all of my classes, 1A, 1B, and 2. So if you, and I noticed that I put the Algebra 1B schedule into 1A, so that's something that I have to fix in a little bit. However, you can go here to check it. I'm currently working on this calendar app right here, which it's a little bit more clear. It's not perfect, but I think it'll be helpful to see when you should be starting an assignment by and when it's due by. I'll typically use one color for any type of homework assignment, like the Edpuzzle videos or the Big Ideas assignments. Um, for red, I will usually reserve that for not necessarily red, but this other color, because depending on the class you're in, it'll be different. But I'll keep a color reserved for more like quizzes, tests, or any projects that we see during the quarter or the semester. And then these black notifications will be ones that are just generic announcements, like September 3rd, we have no school, it's Labor Day. So I can share that with everybody and it won't really be confusing. A couple other things I want to show you, and they got a little bit out of order, but let's see here. These important website links, if you click here, I've got a document that's created that links you to some of the main sites that we need for this class. So if you click the icon, this picture, it'll automatically link you to those. So like I said, one of the nice things about Microsoft Teams is I can make it so it's kind of a starting point for you if you're not sure where to start, or it's just everything's there for you. So there's a little bit of login information for you. I've got Big Ideas, Edpuzzle, which we've talked about both already. Infinite Campus is where you'll go to check your grades, your to-do lists, your schedule. There's a lot of stuff that you can do on Infinite Campus, so that's something you guys should be logging into regularly. And then Remind, please check this out, because one of the responsibilities for you to do is to sign up for this so you can receive announcements, and you can receive announcements. This is the one that I like to use the most, just because it goes to my phone, and you can set it up to go to your phone if you like as well. Something also I will be putting is, eventually I'd like to put more videos for just help navigating Microsoft Teams or any of our other websites, and also just math generic help. Okay, so this is a quick rundown. If you notice over here on the left, by the way, I have my teams that I'm using for this quarter and semester. My other ones, I have a bunch of other ones right now, so you might want to go and play around with this, because you're going to have classes for potentially third and fourth quarter, which is months away, and you might not want to have to look at that the whole time. I kind of rearranged it and made like I removed the favorites so it wouldn't be in these top classes. Other than that, if you have questions, let me know. Sorry, I'm kind of scrambling. It's just trying to make this video real quick before I have to leave.